Hello, welcome to Grow New Plants. Today I'm going to do an indoor version. I'm going to be messing around with my African violets. So these are all leaves that I propagated into baby plants. And I did these several months ago, and I could have really separated these earlier, but I have a bad habit of trying to separate them too early. So I let these go for a while just to see if they do better or worse. But they're making big. Some of them have even already bloomed already. The babies have already bloomed. So these are all Hunter's hybrids, African violets. I bought these from Ken. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll pull one out here and let you look. So this right here is the original leaf that I propagated from, and all these are babies that have come up. So once I get into this, I'll know how many different babies I can get out of that. So I'm going to get my soil, my pots and all that, and then we'll come through and we'll separate several of these out just to kind of show you my process for separating these babies out. Okay, so I've got my plants, obviously. I've got my soil mix, which is a half peat moss, half vermiculite, and then I use a Marathon 1 in it to help keep bugs and stuff like that down that I mix in. I've got my little 2-inch pots. I've already marked a few of them. I've got a system that I mark them with so I know which ones they are. I've got a spreadsheet that's got all my different varieties and I assign numbers for them. I've got a little knife here to cut anything apart that I need to, and then I got a little plate. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull this thing out of the pot. And so I want to take it and basically I want to remove, that's why I got this plate here to start with. So I want to take it and just very gently work it around and remove all the soil off of it. Just basically to expose the roots. And they do have a lot of roots. So as I'm going around here, eventually these things, as I get the roots pulled apart, they'll start separating off. And if you come through there and look, and you can see right here, that's a plant right there. It's all coming from a single crown. So just very gently, I want to start breaking this apart. There's one that's coming off. Okay, so there's one. It's got a decent amount of roots going on it, so that's one plant. That's my original leaf. I don't need that anymore. Still got roots on it, but can pull that off, get that out of the way. This is pretty tedious work. You basically just kind of got to look through here and see which ones are individual plants. Okay, and you start looking through there. That one came apart. We'll lose a few of these leaves, so. Okay, so there's another real nice one. It's got a good set of roots on it that'll help it get going. So there's two, and I believe what we have left here is a third one. So we'll move these over to here. So we got 3 good ones out of that, 3 good healthy ones. These are really healthy. This one should be fine too. So I'm gonna get rid of that soil. I may save that leaf. I may repropagate that. So the next thing I want to do is I want to fill my pots up. I'm going to fill them about halfway up with soil. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop this thing in here. And I'll just kind of hold it in place. And I'll start putting more soil around it. And you want to try and plant it where the crown is back at natural soil line. You don't want to plant it too deep. So there's one of them planted up. I'll get all 3 of them planted up, and then I'll show you how I do my initial watering. Kind of make a little hole in the middle of that for those roots to get down in there. These things are going to be pretty big right off the bat. Which makes them a little harder to transplant, but hopefully they'll make good viable plants quicker since they're already bigger. Okay, so there's the second one. Reuse some of this soil here. And that one, double check that one. Yeah, that's all one crown. That's all one plant. So I'll kind of push these roots down in there a little bit. Pack some soil around it. Okay, now the next thing I do on these, just to get them started good, I'll bring my plate back or a bowl or something like that. And I'll bring these things in here and I just take a little water bottle like this. And I'll use that and I'll water them from the top. Typically these things are watered from the bottom. But I want to make sure this very first time that they get soaked good. So I'll take these things and I'll water them in good from the top. Try and get that over there where you can see it. So I'm just squirting that water in gently to not disturb the soil or anything. Okay, so now once I get them done, I'm just going to kind of show you this. Once I get them done, I've got these small trays. I say small trays, they're short trays. These are Bootstrap Farmer trays. So I'll just take them and come back in and put these things in there like this. And I can put them this close together. Now when they start getting bigger, I'll have to separate them out. And then once I get all of these in here, I'll start coming back and I'll water them again from the top till I know that soil is really saturated. And you see some of that soil, that water is starting to run out into this tray. So these plants will eventually start absorbing that water back up from the bottom. And I'll leave them pretty wet for a day or two just to make sure the soil gets really good and saturated. And after that, then I'll let them dry out in between waterings, just like you normally would for an African violet. So I'm going to reset up and we'll do maybe 2 more plants on video. Okay, so we got another one here. Let's see which one this one is. This is actually number 34. So this is Hunter's Plop Plop Fizz Fizz. So you see this thing's got roots growing out the side and everything. I definitely could have moved these into bigger pots or separated them earlier, but that's all right, they'll be fine. So same thing. This one may be a little easier. That other one, the soil had kind of dried out a little bit in it. The plant was still fine. It didn't hurt it any, but this one, the soil's still a little wetter, so it might be a little bit easier to separate these out. Just want to get all that soil off. The big thing on these is you just got to go slow and just really kind of work them, because you don't want to break the roots off. Even if you do break the roots, they will still propagate, come back up, but they're going to make better plants quicker. So you just got to kind of keep wiggling these things around, and then finally you'll start feeling them pull apart. Now this one's looks like it's got quite a few babies in it. So there's one I'm getting separated. I'm trying to separate all these leaves out. Trying to keep as many leaves as I can on there. Okay, see, I didn't get a lot of roots off that one. I'm probably a little over aggressive on that one, but it's still got enough roots to keep it going. There's a nice one right here. So that one has still got quite a few good roots going. That's going to make a really nice plant. And what we got left is this one. This is one that's already blooming, which won't hurt a thing. I may trim the blooms off as I plant it, just to stimulate to grow more roots, but that's got a really nice root system. So same thing again on these. I got three good pots. So I'm going to take these and I'll fast forward through this. So these are number 34 on my chart. Okay, so we'll take this big boy here and plant it up first. Go ahead and get fresh soil on here. So just come back around, pack it in good. You don't want to really compress, I say pack it in, you don't really want to compress the soil, but just get it enough where the plant will stand up. So that one's good like that. And my intentions are to start selling these things on eBay this year, so I'll put a link down to my eBay site. I haven't done much on there yet, but I'm fixing to pretty soon. I'm gonna start selling some of these babies and maybe sell some leaves and stuff like that. So we'll put these back on here and we'll water them in again. I'll fast forward through this. Okay, so we'll do one more. This one is AV038 on my chart, which is a Hunter's Past the Pepper. And you can see there's the original leaf, and then these are all the babies, got roots growing out everywhere. We'll very gently remove the pot. Go around and remove as much of this soil off as we can so they'll start separating. This looks like it might have more than 3 babies on it, or they may just be really a lot of leaves coming up for each individual one. So pull that out. That's the original leaf. We don't need that anymore. Wow, these things are really grown together. It's going to be hard to tell where the crowns are for them. Very gently kind of pry apart right here. There's one. It looks like it's a crown towards the edge there. There we go. Well, I don't know about that one. We'll see what else we get. I kind of destroyed that one getting it apart. And there's one there. That one will be good. It's got quite a few leaves coming out, a few roots on it, so that'll be a good one for sure. I'd say the average on these is you're going to get at least 3 good crowns out of each leaf. Just very gently pulling those apart. That's actually 2 crowns there. So there's probably 4 that I could plant already out of that one. This one's going to have a ton. And they may not all survive. Some of them may be too small, but the majority of the time, African violets are very resilient. So most of the time they will still come up. Just got to untangle the leaves a little bit. So that one will be good. That will make another one. And that one I probably won't use. That one will probably be good. And that one right there, it's got a few roots on it, but it's nice and healthy, so that should take off. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of this one. 6, maybe 7, depending on how many of these little ones I want to go with. So anyway, I'm going to get these planted up off camera. But anyway, that's basically, it just takes time and patience to separate these things. If you get enough roots like that on one of these things and the crown is still solid, held together, they'll root and they'll take off and they'll make good plants again. So anyway, I got the first 2, I got 3 each off of. This one I got 6 or 7 at least. So you just never know. That right there, that'll make a healthy plant early. See, it's nice looking. And it won't take long for it to start shooting out new roots and creating a new plant. So anyway, so that's about it. I appreciate you watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share my videos. Thank you. Bye.